Welcome back to the Citizen Channel. You're all staying safe and well. And our odd shows, we look forward to the Southampton versus City game on the 22nd of January 2022 at St Mary's. I'll be down there, guys, if anyone's out there and spots me down there. Obviously, I know I can't remember how many tickets we've sold now for this thing, but give us a shout. Come up and say hello. That'd be great. I'll probably won't have my old specs on because I usually wear my lenses at football matches, but I'm sure you'll recognise this for a start, unless I've got my hoodie up or my cap on, my thingy on, my hat on or whatever. No, what was it called? A hat? Whatever it is, anyway. So yeah, kick off on 5:30 p.m. Yeah, match day 23. So we're getting through, aren't we, guys? And good news on the charity bets. Yeah, another win last week. KDB anytime goal scorer for the Chelsea game. So we'll take that. And I'm taking a risk this week, guys. A bit of an unusual one this week. I'm putting all my eggs in one basket on one of the options. But more of that in a moment, anyways. But that's life's a risk, isn't it? Let's get some more money for the charity. But I think I'm getting brave now because I've had a good few weeks. Please, the channel's now monetised. If you could support me by watching any of the ads or following any of the links, that'd be great with the channel going forward. Much appreciated by me, of course. Thumbs up, guys. Give us a thumbs up. Press that notification button. Please spread the word. Growing steadily at the moment. Really happy. A lot of views going up and everything and stuff like that. Hours watched, etc. So please, if you can spread the word and support me, that'd be always very grateful. Right, so of course there's going to be a City lead into these odds. I don't know too much about Southampton as far as well, I do know a bit about Southampton. What we're talking about, I do know a bit about Southampton, but it's a City leaning thing. I might throw the odd Southampton thing in, but obviously it's mainly for City and City fans, of course. But if there's any value in a Southampton thing, I will include it because that's what it's all about, getting the best value. Please, I don't condone gambling anyway, and when the fun stops, stop. Only ever bet what you can afford. If you do find yourself having problems, there are organisations, charities, etc., official things you can go to, and if you can't put your hands or locate any, just give me a shout and I can point in the right direction. Right, let's check out some value on this. Let's get some more money in the old charity pot for the... Obviously, it's only a few months away now, so we tot it up and give it our nominated charity, which I've not told you about yet, but I will do. Don't worry before the season ends. Right, Southampton versus City. All prices are at the 19th of January 2022 at 6 p.m. Premier League odds, City now are 1-16 on to win the league. Yeah, I'm not going to risk 16 quid to win 17. You guys, to win 7. I'll get 17 back to win a quid. That's for sure. But yeah, I think that's very generous. I can understand the bookies doing that, but I would be tempted. I would be a bit more tempting as a bookmaker. But hey, they're a bit boring sometimes, aren't they? They play it safe all the time. They're not really bookmakers these days. They're just businesses trying to squeeze out as much as they can out of their punters, obviously. Southampton. Interesting, yeah. They're 9-2 to get in the top half. Yeah, it's going to be a struggle. They're 12th at the moment. Yeah, I think that's probably reasonable enough to tempt you in, but probably not realistic looking at how many points behind they are and etc. They're 2-11 on to finish bottom half, so we know what the bookies are thinking on that one. Hasenhüttl, bit of a whinge lately. He's not had a good run of games. The last 10 games, I think they've only had a couple of wins out of the last 10 league games. He is the 5th favourite for the next manager to leave his post, so he's by no means on a cliff edge there. But yeah, 16-1 you can get on for Hasenhüttl to leave his post. That's either by resigning or being sacked. So you do have a couple of options, but I think he's okay. I won't be risking anything on that. The match odds themselves, yeah, interesting. Yeah, not overly long for City or short, whichever way you look at it. 2-7 on with William Hill to win the game, 1-4 generally. 5-1 the draw, and for a Southampton win, it's just 10-1, which is a bit mean. I would have tempted a few more in, perhaps at a 16-1 or something like that. And before we go into the different bits and bobs, the team I've picked, yeah, obviously this is done before Pet's press conference, so I'm not sure on availability as such. But from the team that played Chelsea, I do believe from training today, as I'm recording this, there's still a couple of players missing through COVID, but Aki's back. But yeah, I can't see Aki worrying the starting lineup for this one. I can see, Laporte. I mean, Diaz has got to come back in surely, but is Laporte gonna make way, or is Stones gonna make way? Foden wasn't great. Will Gundogan get a start in this? And Jesus as well. We've got good memories of Jesus at St Mary's, so will he get a chance up front as well instead of Grealish, something like that? So, but I do expect a couple of changes. So my team for this one, I think Gundogan might miss out again. I think Foden might be given another chance. So I've gone for this team, and this is what I based my little views on the odd show on. Ederson, Walker, Cancelo, Diaz, Stones, Rodri, Bernardo, KDB, Foden, Sterling, and Jesus. Yeah, so I've gone for that. We'll see. We'll probably know a bit more on Friday. As I say, it's the day after I'm recording this when we speak to Pep and about COVID and stuff. But I've gone for that, and that's what I based everything on. First goal scorer. So not first time goal scorer. First goal scorer. Sterling's a 5-1. Jesus and Foden are 11-2. These are generally available unless I say differently. KDB and Bernardo are 6-1. That's okay. Brodger, is it, from Southampton's 12. Shea Adams and Adam Armstrong are 14s. Ward-Prowse is 20-1. If you nick one of those free kicks in, if you get a free kick anywhere from 20 yards out to 30 yards out to perhaps 40 yards out, who would bet against Ward-Prowse? So that's an interesting one. Rodri and Diaz, you can get 25-1. Stones, 33-1. We bet 365. So, coming up, a tight game. Could be won on a set piece, if you like, a header for one of those guys. Anytime goal scorer, this is where I won last time, wasn't it? And KDB's tempting again, now that he's got his scoring boots on. It doesn't usually go on a run of game after game scoring, but he's 15-8 KDB. Jesus is also 15-8, and Bernardo's 9-5. So they're all of interest. I've not touched them this week, but they are all of interest. Adams and Armstrong are 4-1. Ward-Prowse, anytime goal scorer. So if we're winning 4-0 and he gets a free kick with 5 minutes to go, hey, why not? 6-1 on Ward-Prowse to score anytime. And anytime goal scorer, Diaz is 10s and Stones is 11 with 365 if he does play. That's a bit. I do expect Diaz to play. I'm not too sure on Stones what the combination will be. Stones on the post. You never know. Pep will probably throw Aki in. You just don't know. Both teams to score. Most people are saying yes. I've been having a look at some of the previews and betting sites, and most people are thinking Southampton to score. It is very tempting. They do create very, very well. And yeah, they have been scoring the odd goal, even where they've not done so well recently. So, yes, he's 19-20 with Bet 365, so it's almost even. So that's not bad if you do expect Southampton to score. And if you don't expect both teams to score, that's an evens. So even a 0-0 draw, for instance. So again, both those attempting. For me, I would possibly go with both teams to score, but it is very tight, as you can see from the odds. And the correct score, I don't expect high scoring. We don't seem to score a lot at Southampton. I think 3 is the most we've scored over recent history. But I do expect perhaps a nice, comfortable 2-0 will do, but it could be a 2-1, a tight 2-1, a 1-0, 3-1. I don't expect loads of goals, though. So, correct scores, let's just look at some of the prices. On the draw, you've got 0-0 is 20-1 with Sky, a 1-1 is 21-2 with Bet Victor, a 2-2 is 25-1 with Bet 365. Possible. A City 1-0 is 8-1 with Bet Victor, 2-0 is 13-2 with Bet Victor, a 3-0 is 8-1, 4-0 is 13 with Bet Victor, a 2-1. Yeah, very possible. 17-2 with William Hill. 3-1 is 10-1. 4-1 is 18. As I said, it'd be nice to score 4 or 5 goals. I just can't see it. And a Southampton win. Interesting if you're a Southampton fan, you want to have a go on this. 1-0 to Southampton, which it was a couple of seasons ago, is 30-1 with Bet Victor. A 2-0 Southampton win. Can't see it, but you never know if City are 1-0 down and pushing. That's 60-1. And a tight 2-1 victory for Southampton is 30-1, like the 1-0 with Bet Victor. But here we go, guys. Here's where I throw a spanner in the works. My charity bets. I'm going to split it into 4 bets, all on the correct score. So if City win, we're all right. And if City win by not a cricket score, we're all right, or a tight game. So I've gone for these 4 bets. I've got 4 bets, so please keep your fingers crossed for I've took a chance this week. I must have had a brainstorm. I've done it now. I've already placed the bets on Smarket, so there's nothing I can do about it. Thinking on now, what have I done? I should have split it on something else as well. But I've gone for a 1-0 City win at 7s on Smarkets, 2-0 at 7s on Smarkets. So I've got 1-0, 2-0. I've also got a 2-1 at 8.8 on Smarkets and a 3-1 at 10.5 on Smarkets. So I'm leaving myself open, guys, for, as soon as, obviously, if Southampton score a couple, the bet's down the drain. If City score more than one, it's down the drain. If we don't beat them, it's down the drain. But I've took a chance. So There you go. Keep your fingers crossed for me anyway. I'm sorry about that. I've gone mad with this success we're having recently. Right, a few more little things on here. Half-time, full-time. Yeah, in a tight game, a draw and City looks okay for me. I'll be well up with the City and City, of course, which is 5-6, but that's a good price. I quite like that. That's tempting. City and City 5-6 on. A draw and City 16-5. Again, very tempting. But I mean, you could, yeah, I mean, of those two, draw and City, but yeah, I wouldn't like to say, guys. What do you think? A draw is 17-2 with Bet365. Total goals is interesting. Over the last few games, the average is about 2.67. So under 3.5 or over 2.5 are the options perhaps to go for on this one. Over 2.5 is 8-15. That's not bad, is it? So there's 3 goals in a game. Under 2.5, so if it's tight, 0-0, 1-1, 1-0. 2-0, 13-8. Again, very tempting with Sky. I do like that under 2.5. But under 3.5 is very tempting as well. I do like that. All right, it's odds on, which I don't mind. That's 8-13 under 3.5. That is interesting. And over 3.5, I think the bookies are saying it all early. They're going 13-10. You can get with 365. So odds against for that. So yeah, it might surprise us. It might be a goal fest, but possibly not. Winning margin, yeah, I can see City 1 or 2 goals. As I say, I don't see 3 or 4 particularly, but a 1-goal winning margin for City is 3-1. A 2 goal is also 3-1. You can Dutch those and still make money, can't you? And a 3-goal margin is 9-2 or more. So yeah, that's interesting. The Saints, Southampton to win by an odd goal. Say to replicate what they did a couple of years ago is 12-1. To win by 2 goals is 33-1. And the referee for this one is an interesting one as well. He averages 4 a game. So interesting enough, over 3.5 is evens. So that's very tempting. It looks okay in a tight game because I don't think Southampton and City is a dirty game, but you could see 4 cards being shown, and he's not a very experienced referee either. He's done a lot of championship, and it's probably for every championship game he's done a Premier game, so he's not overly. So why not? Why not over 3.5? If you fancied under 3.5, which is, I said, what the average is coming out at, it's 8-11 on. But I might be tempted by over 3.5 there. And finally, guys, just before we go, corners. Yeah, corners, if not a cagey affair, over 10.5 is very good. And sometimes I think the last match-up between us, I think there's 12 corners in the game. So under 10.5 is only 8-11. But if you fancied over 10.5, which is very possible with Southampton versus City, they're not overly negative, so the game should flow. There should be chances at both ends. So over 10.5 is even. So I quite like that. As a bet as well. As I say, I only bet on the exchanges. So I do. Some of these I would love to have a go on, but I just don't get the option. I'll have to find a normal book. As I said, I'm because of success many years ago, I am actually literally not banned, just not allowed to bet. The bookmakers have stopped me betting because I used to win money off them. So I will have to find 1 or 2 perhaps where I can get a bet on some of the lesser bookmakers, for instance, because I do miss out on some stuff, which but I won't put you off. That's why I include them, because obviously you can probably get on them. So that's all. So there you go, guys. Charity bets, as I say, I've lumped on. I've took a chance. Fingers crossed. Let me know what your bets are as well, please, guys. Let me know what you're doing, or if you have a win, let me know. So I've gone for a 1-0, a 2-0, a 2-1, and a 3-1. So if any of those come in, there's only be one of them coming, can't they? Can't have a couple of them, but into a nice profit if at least one of those 4 scores come in. So I took a chance. I'll be back to normal next week, guys, but I'll calm down. Obviously, if I lose this, obviously I will. It'll bring me back down to earth. I'll have to start being clever again, because we want money for those charities, don't we? So there you go. Hopefully they will succeed, and City will succeed, more importantly. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. We're going to do the rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other till we meet here again on the Citizen channel. I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching.